This video is powered by LearnToPlay.live, the only hardware synth performance course. Register now and enjoy 40% off.
Hey and welcome, I'm Analog Kitchen and thank you for checking out yet another video. If this is your first time here, don't hesitate to click subscribe and hit that notification bell. Whenever I upload a new video, you'll be kept in the loop and you'll not miss out on anything. Stick around till the end of this video. I will extensively explain what LearnToPlay.live is, and spots are still open. They are filling, but they are still open. It's the first time that we're doing this, and it's because I thought, why are people not teaching other people how to perform live? You can teach how to be a DJ easy, and every Tom, Dick and Harry that's played 1 month or minute in the club is a instructor, so I do think that it's good to hear it from the horse's mouth, which is why our instructors are seasoned vets as well as upcoming talent, and we will teach you how to play live. As a matter of fact, that's what you're looking at right now. I'm in Cori, which is 50 kilometers to the southeast of Rome in Italy. And Seinso, a friend of mine, performed the night before. And the Morph crew do this Visioni festival, where it's actually a blend between a culinary thing, where they represent wine, they represent olive oil, they represent restaurants. They do that for that specific area in Italy, and they for some reason also decided to make modular cases, and that took off. So it's not just a company that does modular stuff, it's also a company that does a lot of different things together. And in that sense, they came up with Visioni, where people can taste the wine, they can taste the olive oil, they can taste the culinary stuff. It's really cool. So at the minute, I'm in the middle of somewhere, nowhere, at a vineyard, where we have invited a lot of people to come and sit in the grass, have a picnic, eat food, eat some nice things, regional things, and also drink some nice regional wine, local wine. And at some point, that's what you're looking at right now, the music picks up and then it starts to turn into a party. Now, I've got on the desk my modular synthesizer, in which I have a few modules that actually work. Unfortunately, my camera was set up that you don't see everything, but there is a DFAM also, there is a multi-clock as you can see, there is a 1010 black box, a Minitar, and I'm playing off the Minilab 3. The J6 is another synthesizer that you don't see, and a small calculator in the middle is the 008 by RetroKids. That's also connected to a 006 by RetroKids, and that's taking care of MIDI. So if I want to record anything, I can do so. Now, at the moment, I am about, what is it, maybe in 30-40 minutes into my set. I'm slowly building it up. Unfortunately, the audio, as you can hear, was recorded a little bit hot, which is not my doing, but bear with me. But it gets better as we progress, but the beginning part was pretty, toasted. Okay, so what it is that I'm doing, I've got a few modules that are key. The battering ram is a kick drum module, and that is going separately to my mixer. And then there is a stereo out that comes out of the Meta. That is a DJ type style effect module by Oxy. You can hear me do white noise and stuff. There's a filter on there, reverb on there. There are different things. The white noise is the one that I use, the riser, which is really cool. And then you see me hit out, boom. And that's when the whole shebang happens again. Now I'm using 2 mixers by Endorphins, the Cockpit 2. I've got 2 of them, on which I sum a lot of drums. So mainly out of the modular synthesizer, drums are coming. So it's drums, it's a kick, it's the 808 open and close head, as you can hear. And then on the 1010 black box, I have 2, not more, but 2 top loops that I use, and some vocals and maybe some samples. And that's how I build it up. And then the bass line and some ARPs and stuff that's being played live or sequenced live. Now, enjoy. I'll be back to explain more. What's different about my set, I think, is the fact that I am not so much using a loop-driven techno sound for this. I mean, of course there's techno videos on my channel and I love it also. It's not like I'm choosing this over that, but I am coming from a progressive background. I have extensive experience with playing with Nick Warren, Dave Siemens, Sasha Dickweed, Hernan Catano, Anthony Papa, Casey Taylor, Jamie Stevens. You can just name all of them. Those are colleagues and mates, and it's the sound that is the closest to my heart. If I want to make music and just perform, that's the sound that I like. Now, to do that with a modular, say, half modular tabletop setup is not the easiest. And of course, yours truly is always looking for challenges. So that's exactly why I am trying to just like do something different. Are you looking for a unique selling point here? So obviously I'm trying to just do that different vibe. It has to sound like I'm playing a DJ set, but at the same time I am playing certain things live. That means that certain elements have to be done differently. Now, the question was, why are you using a multi-clock on the desk? Because you've got clock coming out of the 1010 black box, there's MIDI coming out of the 1010 black box. Well, I don't have to tell you, MIDI is a beautiful invention, but at the same time, it doesn't always run perfectly. Especially with a modular, I found that the longer it's on, the more random the MIDI triggering or the following is going to be. So it's really crazy. Sometimes you have to just turn it off and on, and then the MIDI is completely different. So I've got 3 different things that need to run next to each other. It's the 008 that is doing the MIDI sequencing. It is the top loops and the samples and the synthesizers coming from the 1010 black box, and it's the drums and certain elements out of the modular synthesizer. So you can see there's 3 different things that I really need to have run in time. I've tried it. I took an Octatrack to my house and just wired it straight into the modular and played my Octatrack as the master, and then have the Sitka module transfer the MIDI into CVs, but it didn't work. It was very terrible, and it didn't really follow it. So I went to in my case, a lifesaver is the multi-clock. It's the most underestimated machine. Everybody thinks it's so expensive it doesn't make any sense. Believe me, it's the Swiss Army knife in getting stuff to run in time, which is not a bad thing if you're making electronic music. Anyway, now, what did I do? I spoke to Ento out of the Hungry Music Camp, and he's like, dude, I've got a lot of synthesizers like you at my studio. Then again, I'm not gonna bring all my expensive synthesizers on stage. So I'm pretty much running along the same lines. I will create sounds that I will record into my DAW and prepare everything there. And those samples or sequences or whatever are going to my 1010 black box, on which I'm using 8 different slots for one track. So 2 slots are top loops, one being very open and the other one a little bit more percussive. Then there are straight one note sequences, and then there's a chord progression also. So I get to play around with the different sequences on the 1010 black box, so that if I want to build up my track, like you can hear right here, then obviously I get to just do chord progressions. Now, take out the kick, and let the bass come in again. This is where I do a break. So I take out the kick, and then I'm going to filter down on my Acid Box 3 by Eric Stins. I'm filtering down that rave sound. Now I'm taking out all the hi-hats, and this small head that you hear now is coming from the Perkins voice. I'm not going to take that out. I'm just going to leave it in there. I'm going to open up the filter on the 1010 black box whilst lowering the filter on the Minitar. Bam, there you go. Now I've got a drop with a kick. You see somebody with a hand in the air so they understand, like, oh yeah, we're going. Sometimes you have to reintroduce certain things in a track to make sure that people grasp what it is. I also regularly DJ still. It goes too fast. It takes longer for people to get into the vibe because the tracks fly by, and with this live element you can get to do different things. So now I'm going into a different track, which means there's a different bass line playing, and the small squares on my little keyboard are MIDI mapped to engage different tracks on the 008. Now you can hear me do it again. So I introduce a new sound, then I introduce one top loop, and then slowly I'm going to introduce more and more elements. I think the kick's coming in right now. Yep. So you hear a top loop coming from the 1010 black box, but my drums on the modular are not running, apart from the kick obviously. And slowly I'm going to introduce these 808 hats. There you go. Closed. Open. So I'm contemplating my next move. Where I'm taking this, where am I going? Nice, you see more people are getting into the vibe because I'm not in a hurry. It's very important to not be in a hurry. Yeah. Going to introduce certain things and really strip down the track. You saw me octave up one of the oscillators on my mini guitar so you can hear the bass line a little bit better. I'm going to take out some music, and now I'm really going to strip it down so you hear these percussive loops, and back down with the bass line, because I want you to pinpoint in the music where certain things are. And if I point them out by giving them a little bit of a solo or just emphasizing them, it means that you now know where it is. You're not going to leave it. This is me running to the guys and asking, can I get a wine? Obviously. Yeah, so I'm getting into it. And to the side, more people are dancing. It's not like there's only 5 people standing there. There's a lot of people actually up and getting into the flow. But I wanted to just use this camera angle. Yeah, so really toning it down, taking everything out. Again with the Meta by Oxy, white noise. So I'm going to press disengage. And there you go. This vibe is really cool. This is something you just don't really encounter if you were to DJ in a club. This is something that really is there. Now I use one hypnotic element to get people, off their heads, and to really like engage people and just like get them into my vibe, you know. Now what I didn't mention is that I am launching the samples of the 1010 black box by means of a MIDI fighter, and everything has been mapped so that if I press one of the 16 encoders, one of the 16 samples, if I've got a fully loaded 1010 black box, is going to be armed. Now I'm walking in front of the speaker to hear what the sound is going to be in the room. This is not something I will do at a festival, because then I would have an extensive sound check. But now, as sounds were varying and stuff, I honestly wanted to just like check, and I'm not overshooting everything. I wasn't on a desk, I'm not, but unfortunately the Zoom got recorded way louder, but that was at the front of the house, so that was not my doing. Anyway, it's the best that I can make out of it. But I built up the track again, and here we go. Onwards and upwards. More people are getting into the vibe, so I guess I'm doing a great job. See, I'm gonna mute the bass line here. Switch to different bass line even. No, I'm using the bass line. So I'm going to transition, which means that I'm going to use a D-fan to do so. Because I'm going to switch pages on my 1010 black box, which means for a brief moment there won't be any top loops, there won't be any crazy flowy kind of vibes. The wine has arrived. There won't be any sonic helpers, so it's only the modular and the D-fan. So let's enjoy this transition. At a certain point, I was watching Netflix and I heard a vocal out of the Sandman series. There was this singing piece. Yeah, it was really, really minor and very classical. And I thought, like, okay, I love to work that into my life set. So I did. And yeah, it worked out well. The chords were very, very long. The chord progression was 128 bars even. So, try the bass line here. Nice one. Keep it in minor, please. You are murdering it. But I mean, yeah, this is the kind of vibe where I just progress from the melodics into the adrenaline, because I do think that that's a very strong additional point that you have to aim for at a certain point in your set. You have to just like build up adrenaline. Now, I know you've only been watching this for like half an hour, but this is at least 1.5 hours into my set, I think, and I was playing for 2.5 on this specific gig. Now, I'm playing a bass line here because I'm trying to just do something live. I'm building up more and more courage, because usually I can get to record it into the RK008 or do something else, playing around with the octaves. But you know what? I thought, let's not do too many things at the same time. I'm contemplating, do I need a little bit of white noise, a little bit of a riser, but no more hands, you know what I mean? So that's when it pays, when you're octave 1 and that's 2 people, 4 hands, you can do more stuff. But I'm always battling, what do I want to do? So the acid comes in to make more adrenaline. You can see the crowd's picking up on that. Now I'm gonna play the bass line and add more acid in sync at a certain point, and just work up a little bit more adrenaline. So there you go. See, I'm launching it off the MIDI fighter that's connected to the 1010 black box. And yeah, I'm just always thinking, okay, what can I do next? How many things do I need to play at the same time? There are elements in the track that work, so the drums need to really propel forward. They need to really go. And I want the drums to fit like a jigsaw together with the top loops. So everything is layered. It's designed to just fit together. But I did not go overboard on trying to really stick. So it's not like I'm making a track on a DAW and then I'm going to transfer all the stems. And you know, that's how a lot of people do it. But for this melodic vibe, where you actually need chord progressions, where you need stuff to interact and work together, it has to fit. And if you want to do that, it sounds, it might come across as overwhelming. The best thing to do is to start very slowly. Start small. Start with the drums. Begin with the kick drum. Add a few loops to it. I mean, even me, I'm using 2 top loops. I'm only going to use more. Otherwise, it's overpowering the drums. Now, if you want to know how to do this, if you want to learn how to do this I suggest you enroll. Learn to play.live. Every Tom, Dick, and Harry at the minute is like doing a DJ course. They've been in a club maybe 5 seconds, and then they think they know what it is. We are actually looking at the biggest and the baddest teachers to help you. It's transition time again. I'm going to move into another track, and I'm using the DFAM. Now, if I'm not bringing a 303 on steroids would be the DFAM. It's a really great machine by Moog, and it just lets me do the trick. Now, I am bringing in some heavy top loops. They sound very brushy. I will explain at length again at learntoplay.live how you can actually do this same thing. Now I'm building up the track. I'm trying to just really get people to go into it. As you can see, much has changed. We're actually now, going full throttle here. Again, another homage to an old track. This is a vocal that I've sung myself, saying acid, because there's another 303 line that's going to come in a second. And I'm going to really pump it and build it up. So the thing is, build adrenaline on an ostinato, kind of one specific root note type style with hypnotic vibes in it, and then you'll just build it up. So you can see that obviously now everybody's reaching for the skies. There was a full moon out as well, so that was a very, very nice detail. Full moon in the sky, no city lights to distract you, just crazy acid house music and people really eating it up for lunch. I had a blast. I hope you're having a blast too. You wanna learn this stuff? I keep telling you, check it out. Learntoplay.live. I'm trying to build on the track more and more, and I would like you to fly. So this is the style that I would like to do, progressive house. Might sound a bit old school. Let me know in the comment section what it is that you like, and maybe you got some suggestions. Woo, here we go. Thank you for watching. I really enjoyed myself. Corey, Italy. Thank you very much. It was absolutely awesome, actually. I met some really amazing people. Lauren, thank you. Francesco, thank you. Francesco, thank you. Also, Enrico, thank you very much. Federico, thank you as well. It was absolutely awesome. If you want to learn how to do this, I keep telling you, check out learntoplay.live. We're actually going to do it. For ADE, it looks absolutely wicked. The way it looks now is that we got the Wednesday night. We're going to do a Kitchen Club versus Raw again, as we did during Super Booth. So I'm looking for early names are Tomo, Circle. There's a few more cats that are going to be embedded on the lineup, so it should be interesting. It's going to be a very international lineup, and there's something else I'm also playing on the club train. Hey, if you want to get into this stuff, check it out. Learntoplay.live. That's where we actually teach you on how to do this, because there's strength in numbers and the masses and the herds is growing. Thank you very much for being here. If you made it this far into the video, you, sir or ma'am, are an absolute superstar. I'm in a location. Next week, you'll catch me again on another video. Don't be a stranger. Do shoot me a message. Check out Learn to Play Live, as I told you, and get in touch. For now, sit back, relax, enjoy, or rewind, and enjoy this thing again. If you want to listen to the set, last week's video is the same, but then not with me yapping over it. So, thanks for watching. Noble Kitchen, and I'm out.